My dear brothers and sisters, the words of God today tell us about the two poor widow focus on routine. And you know, poverty does not make a person a saint, and wealth does not make one a saint. As you know, only kindness and holiness helps people become saints. Kindness and holiness are expresses through each our daily attitude and behaviors. In many cases, the gospel authors have demonstrated that Jesus was very sensitive and subtle in observing and evaluating human attitudes and behaviors. At the same time, it showed that Jesus never relied solely on external behaviors, but he looked deeply into those actions to see their relationship with God. Especially in today's gospel, Jesus observed the people who spend money to make offerings to the temple. Among them, there was people with a lot of money, and there was also people who were extremely poor. Amid that scene, it is worth noting that Jesus judged the poor widow's 2 coins to be more valuable than all the other offerings. The reason that Jesus buried 2 coins of the poor widow in the gospel today was because she gave everything she had to support herself, thereby showing her generosity towards God and expressing her relationship of truth and fear of God. Jesus was raising this widow also to teach us that in a close relationship, a smallest thing that we do in life can become the biggest meaningful things in love. However, we are living in the world that emphasizes material values. Therefore, many people think that they do not have much to give. But not having much does not mean nothing, Not having much does not mean nothing to give. Well, no one have ever become poor from giving, and no one have nothing to give. Indeed, no one is so poor that it is impossible to give others a smile. I would say hello, right? Nothing so poor that it is possible to give a little time to others. A few words of sharing, encouragement, or comfort. No one is so poor that it is impossible to give a sympathetic attitude, and so on, like that. All these things may be very small, but I think if we give them to each other, they will become great things in God's eyes. Obviously, But generosity is not something that can be measured by numbers. Generosity is something that belongs to our heart. By the action of the poor widow in today's gospel, Jesus taught us how to become rich even in poor circumstances. As we know, the poverty of widows in today's gospel does not prevent them from enriching their piety and goodness. And these poor widows has become our teacher of how to become rich in poverty. The way is generosity. My dear brothers and sisters, all things God wants from us in our hearts, a generous and honest heart. Because it is clear that in the eyes of Jesus, in the eye of God, true wealth does not come from collecting, but from knowing to give. And happiness does not result from what we get, but from what we give. And then we can come to true love with God and each other. Amen. May God's words touch us today, awaken our minds and open our hearts so that we can truly become rich in God's eyes. May God bless you.